In this video, I am super excited to discuss and analyze the 2021 Jackson guitar lineup. I would like to start by expressing some of my opinions about Jackson to help further my analysis and so you can understand where I am coming from. I would say I am, and I have been for a really long time, a Jackson fanboy. Part of that is when I was learning how to play, I was really gravitated towards the extreme shapes, which I think is natural for aspiring metal guitar players. They just plain look cool. But it's definitely before you understand the baggage that is associated with those extreme shapes, like the mere size of them or how difficult they can be to play. But there's still part of me that is attracted to those extreme shapes, even though I don't really own that many. The other thing about Jackson is their artist lineup and their artist signature guitars. I think a lot of situations, artist signature guitars are a company's standard model, just spec'd the way the artist wants, maybe a different wood or a cosmetic change or pickups or something like that. But I feel Jackson pushes their artist to do something different that isn't already in their catalog, so you do get a whole brand new guitar. For example, Chris Broderick's signature Soloist is a asymmetrical super strat shape. There's a lot of problems with that guitar, but the overall shape of the guitar is very, very functional and completely something new to the guitar playing community and also the Jackson catalog. There's also the Dave Davison 7-string. Usually you have to go through a bunch of hoops to get a crazy custom shop if you wanted something like that, and now it's available in a affordable Pro Series. Another example is Corey from Trivium's King V. I think he would be perfectly satisfied playing just a regular USA model King V, but Jackson kind of pushed him to do something different that wasn't in the catalog, so you have that kind of like double V shape, which I think looks super, super cool. And if I was in the market for a V, that would definitely be something I would consider. And that's all great stuff, and the list can go on with their legacy and how cool their headstock shape is. But recently I've been really disappointed in their USA prices. At the filming of my Mick Thompson vs. Jim Root signature demo, the price of the Mick Thompson USA was $4,000. Now it's up to $4,900, and that is just one example where there is little to no difference between the import and the USA. Of course, there are other things you can get for your music production to bring it to the next level, but for me, the most intimate connection to the music is the guitar itself. And for people like me who are amateur but still very, very serious about their hobby and disciplined so much and save all their money to get the best, this is a slap in the face, because it's just becoming more and more unobtainable. Just the price difference alone between the import and the USA is a really, really baller custom shop. Most of these USAs are either made to order or back ordered, so you have to wait anyway. So it's just becoming more and more attractive to get a semi-custom shop, which is driving me away from Jackson. I'm sure the build times and prices are due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but when this is all over, I don't see those prices going down. It's just basic supply and demand economics. So with all that in mind, let's get started and look at the new Jackson 2021 guitars. The first thing I want to talk about is the new MJ series for this year, which sits in between the Pro Series and the USA. This is a Japanese manufactured guitar with premium features. This is something that I think they desperately needed to kind of have a price point in between the Pro Series and the USA while offering the really good features, especially for this first example. Starting with the MJ series, Misha signature So-Cal. Misha has been a collector of crazy boutique gear his entire life, and probably sitting at the top of his list is a custom shop that this guitar is based off of. There are two in the world. One is in his possession. The other was purchased by the Music Zoo at a custom shop auction in NAMM 2020, and then sold to somebody who is not me. Whoever has that guitar, I just hope that it's being enjoyed, because I would hate for it to just sit in its case. The original is relict, so if they're going to sell it later on, it's not like they can prove that it was in mint condition. Obviously, this isn't exactly like the custom shop. There are some noticeable differences. One of them being this has a painted headstock. The original had just the natural wood. I feel like it would have been easy enough to remove the veneer and make it a non-painted headstock, but I guess they decided to go with the painted headstock on this one. Then the original custom shop had roasted flame maple neck and fretboard. This has just regular roasted maple neck and fretboard. And I do believe the original had luminlay, inlays, and side dots, where this one just has the side dots, but the inlays are perloid with like a black circle around them to kind of look like they are luminlay. Then under the covers, you have the Ragnarok and the bridge, which is the same as the custom shop, but the single coil pickups are different. I do believe the single coils in the custom shop were specific to that guitar being built for Misha Mansour and kind of made to complement the Ragnaroks, where this is just an off-the-shelf bare knuckle pickup. So in general, this guitar is a huge, huge yes for me. I can't wait to get my hands on one. I like that it's not relicked, so I can put my own flavor into it. It has the bare knuckle pickup stock in it and stainless steel frets, so it separates it from the Pro Series, but it isn't quite at the price point of the USA, which is well over $4,000. You can really tell that this guitar was made to complement the Juggernaut, but not replace it. I have a USA Juggernaut, and I absolutely adore it. This guitar is a little bit less shreddy because it has the 22 frets and single coil pickups and the Godot tremolo, but it still has that really massive, aggressive metal DNA with that Ragnarok in the bridge and the 20-inch fretboard radius. Sticking with the Misha Mansour theme, the next guitar I want to talk about is the new Pro Series Juggernaut with the Evertune bridge. If you pick really hard, you might hear a slight shift in pitch. I kind of like that. If you get everything coordinated and you make it sound like you did it on purpose, I really like that sound. But if you want that aggressive pick sound without that shift in pitch, then the Evertune is perfect. For example, in Periphery Follow Your Ghost, where they did record with an Evertune bridge, you're hearing that aggressive, hard picking sound without that shift in pitch. So if that's something you want to do, then this guitar is perfect for that. Where this guitar turns me off is first the price. $1,300. You could get last year's Pro Series for $800, put an Evertune in, and it's still cheaper than this guitar. The other thing is, this is kind of bland. You know, usually the Juggernauts are understated, but very striking. You know, they had that orange one in 2019. The red USA one, it looks amazing, even though it's very understated. This chalk gray is just drab. Now the next guitar I want to talk about is this Pro Series DK Modern HT7. I think this guitar is a step in the right direction, and I think it's the first Pro Series multi-scale. It looks like it has a color shifting finish, which I absolutely love. I always wanted to tick the box of having a guitar with a color shifting finish, and the Fishman Modern pickups are a huge yes for me. I love those. But, and this is just my opinion, the 25.5 inch to 27 inch scale length is just too much. For me, 27 inches for a low 7 string is just too much. I don't really tune down that low. I think it kind of ruins some of the guitar sound. But for someone who does tune down that low, maybe this is something that you would consider. 1700 seems a little steep. A little bit more, you're in the Strandberg territory, even though they are both imports, but definitely a step in the right direction for Jackson. Then there's the new Marty Freeman signature. Previously it was an X Series, and now he has a Pro Series. The X Series was virtually identical to the USA model, but this looks like it's based off of the custom shop that he's been playing, which has that shattered purple mirror thing going on. It's no secret that Marty Freeman is a huge Kiss fan, and this is definitely the Paul Stanley thing, but it's something very unique to the catalog, and that's something that I really appreciate. $1,200, probably a little steep because, again, 22 nickel frets. But I think this is something very unique and very cool for people who are into Marty's music now. And a Pro Series for Brandon Ellis from Black Dahlia Murder. This is another huge yes for me. Again, it's no secret that Brandon Ellis is a huge fan of 80s and 90s metal. And I'm gonna guess this is inspired by the Marty Freeman Megadeth Kelly, or at least that's what I initially saw when I saw this guitar, and that makes me very happy because I have been a fan of that guitar forever, and it's been completely unobtainable. I mean, of course, you could get a custom shop, but frankly, I am not good enough of a guitar player to spend that kind of money on that guitar and be able to play it to its true potential. I would struggle to not have the handicap of the neck pickup. And it has some really, really nice premium features like that crackle finish. The USA that this is based off of had like brushed chrome hardware and a much more tighter crackle finish. I actually prefer this better. I think the black is a much better look, and I really like the spacing on that crackle. You have name brand pickups. Seymour Duncan has had a partnership with Jackson for a long time, so no surprise. You have the reverse headstock, so you're gonna have a little bit of sympathetic vibrations if you pick really hard, but that's kind of negligible. Then you have the glossy back of the neck, which is probably the only thing keeping me from saying, yep, $1,200, let's buy this one. Staying on that single humbucker train, we have the new Gojira Pro Series, which I think is just a really, really classy looking guitar. 24 frets, which is something typically you don't see for a Rhoads. I'm not a huge fan of the Tune-o-matic bridge, but I understand that is a go-to for the Rhoads, so that's okay. The pickup is a Jackson brand high output pickup. I would probably replace that, but overall I think this guitar is priced very competitive for how much guitar it is. I hope you enjoyed my analysis of some of the new Jackson guitars. I highly recommend to go look at all of them because there are a lot of them. Please